Time to turn your swag on in the city that's always dancing.
Pump it up radio.
Back once again in New York City with dance music legend, EDM legend for the kids, Ferry Corsten. How are you?
Very good. How are you, man?
Welcome back to New York.
Thank you.
How is it being here in New York City?
It's always good. I love being in New York. You know, this the hustle and bustle, the vibe. And playing here. It's last time I think I was here in May, so it's usually twice a year. Yeah.
All right, what's the difference as far as New York goes? I feel like sometimes I check out DJs internationally or listen to like live sets from around the world, and then it comes to New York, kind of change up the vibe a little bit. What's it like playing in New York from a DJ's perspective?
Well, I usually play the same sort of sound that I play everywhere. I do that anyway, really, because you know I don't want people to come from another place and hear me play here, if all of a sudden being very different. So I just play my set no matter what. What I love about New York is that it's such a melting pot. It's such a a mix of so many people. It's of course obviously all the locals, but there's so many people who are here for a weekend. There's something coming from Latin America or Canada or wherever, you know. So you get always. When you play in New York, you play for the world in a way, you know, and that's really cool. So you get that sort of like real international vibe, you know, because people in Australia are, you know, expressing themselves on the dance floor in a different way than people from the West Coast, East Coast, or Latin America or Europe, really, and so all that together, creates an amazing vibe here. Yeah.
Absolutely, and you're still touring off of your weekend album.
Yeah. I mean, you know, although it's been released in January or February,
or
March even. I don't even know,
depending on the label
and the country. You know, but it's there's still so many singles that will come off of this. Next one,
not coming down out now.
Yeah, that's the next one. Mm-hmm. So still touring with that, but instead of focusing on weekend, we've been really focusing on Full On, or Full On Ferry as it was called before, Full On Now. You know, to just give it a bit more of a neutral identity. Mm-hmm. And part of the Full On tour is obviously his weekend as well. Mm-hmm. So it's really it's gone really well.
Mm-hmm. And you've basically brought it out full on to this amazing live show that needs to be in venues like Roseland and can't even be in like your standard nightclub because of the whole setup. Why don't you talk a little bit about the Full On experience live? Yeah,
Full On is it comes with this sort of weird kind of diamond-shaped LED cube with custom-built content. So it gives it sort of like a 3D dimensional, weird sort of reality in a way, where you are as a DJ right in the middle. So it's really cool. The whole thing comes to life. So visually it's really cool, but music-wise, it's really interesting as well, because it's, you know, I'm sort of like the host of the night, and for example tonight there's Audien, there's Michael Woods, and there's Gabriel Dresden, and myself. Then so it's all very different sort of characters, music-wise, and I will play back to back with all of them. So it's going to be a good old sort of jam session. Yes. Where everybody has their own sort of room to do their own thing, but still, you know, jamming away. Oh, you play this tune, you think the crowd is rocking? Oh, hang on a second, here we go, you know. And that's really cool. It creates amazing sort of moments. Nothing is set in stone, you know. The set times are there for us to know what's going on, but hey, listen, if I'm playing an Audien who opens the night, feels that he has a track that needs to be played right now, you know, he can easily walk into my booth when I'm playing and say like, hey, I'm just gonna mix this in quickly, you know. So it's very free, very open, and it's all the DJs as one little crew, you know, instead of set time, and individuals. So it's gonna be really, really cool, and the crowd feels that, sees that, and vibes off that as well. Yeah.
And you're taking this all around the world.
Yeah, actually, we're ending Ibiza season, so I just had it in Ibiza. Been doing it already in Asia and in Europe. I'm having a 2-week tour coming up in Australia at the end of the month, also all Full On. So I'm really proud that tonight is the first one in the States, you know, and hopefully soon enough there will be more in other places.
I'm sure it's a great concept. It's not something you hear of often. Like you said, set times. Kind of used to, you know, DJs playing at 9, 11,
exactly.
8. You know?
Yeah, and after that, that's it. You know, you've seen a DJ. But here, there's a chance But also there, nothing is set in stone. But there's a chance that someone will just, come back and just play again.
Yeah.
A good example was Full on Ferry at the Brixton Academy in London with New Year's Eve. I was playing my set, then Richard Durant shows up, and actually Judge Jules was supposed to play after that, but Dash Berlin shows up, and all of a sudden it's us three just playing, and the crowd's like, what's going on? But it was more like, okay, it was like a sparring contest, Oh, you play this big one. Hang on, I've got this one, And then the next one would show, oh, really? I have this one. Yeah. So you try to outdo each other, and therefore the energy was just through the roof. Really, really cool. That was a very good example of what could happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's very old school. Just even that whole mindset of just a jam session as a DJ.
Exactly.
It's great to bring that to the new generation that isn't used to that, is kind of used to festivals and set times and everybody going in their time to see just a bunch of great DJs jam out is awesome.
Absolutely, and that brings out the fun again.
Right.
What this actually is supposed to be all about, instead of the egos.
Yeah.
So
and the corporatism.
Yeah, exactly. So that's sort of like the whole idea behind this concept. Yeah.
Right. And let's talk a little bit about Ferry's Fix too. Just launching that. What's the difference or the similarity between that and Corsten's Countdown?
Well, obviously, Corsten's Countdown is a real radio show, and that's exclusive to certain radio stations. Ferry's Fix is more like a monthly, like a mix that I do. That can be on any blog instead of a radio station, or any website, or maybe a radio station, whatever. But it's not necessarily a show. It's more like a DJ mix.
Cool.
Of like the stuff that I've been playing that month, basically.
Right.
And so it's a bit more free, but the biggest difference is that it's not a radio show. It's a DJ mix.
DJ mix.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Ferry's Fix.
Ferry's Fix.
Yeah,
awesome. And before we leave, I have to bring up the whole. I read online the celebrity net worth thing. He said that you were worth $18 million or something like that. There's like this list of like 30 DJs.
I know. I see that. Yeah.
How many calls did your phone like blow up after the ad came out?
No, not really.
No cousins asking if they could borrow some cash.
Right. No charity things. No, not really. I mean, people were like, "Wow, you probably wish that magazine was true, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I did. I do wish it was true." Yeah. I mean, hey, I feel flattered that they estimate me to be there. Yeah. The truth is a little different. Yeah. I can tell you that.
I'm sure it's not that far off.
Well, yeah. A little.
Is there anything you want your fans to know? Anything you want to share with them specifically that we didn't cover?
Well, I've been getting a lot of requests, basically a lot of questions about Once Upon a Night, my mix compilation series, about the next edition. 1 and 2 have been released. Last one was a year and a half ago, and Volume 3 is coming out this year. So for people who have been asking, that's your answer.
Yeah, so everybody on Twitter, that's the answer.
That's the answer, yeah, exactly.
Ferry Corsten, it's a pleasure to talk with you again.
Same here, man.